You're live.
Hello. And yo, yeah. What is going on? What is going on, America? It's the family again, all right? Host Dwayne Watts. Over here is Kayla. Down here is Curse. And we got a silent partner we're not even gonna bring up no more, all right? At least for the time being. He's in timeout. Okay. All right. And this is the Connex. Good morning. Now, although you've seen us popping all bubbly and whatnot, internally we're a little upset right now. Not even a little upset, we're sad. Over the weekend, we basically lost two pioneers in the civil rights movement, and one of them was recently this morning, Mr. John Lewis. Another one was CT Vivian, and Kayla, I'm gonna just go and let you do your thing on this one, man. Go for it.
Yeah, guys, we lost two civil rights icons this week, and it definitely hurts, just because of everything that's happening, in America. And it seems like, John Lewis, he was called like the conscience of Congress, and he would bring great advice and wisdom to like what we should be doing in regards to just fighting hard and the good trouble that was like one of his most popular slogans. So it definitely does hurt. But I definitely want to kind of take a deep dive into John Lewis and CT Vivian. But before that, can we just have like a 10-15 second like moment of silence just for both of them?
Do it.
So yeah, so in regards to John Lewis, who I happened to see, throughout the halls of Congress, he was just from what I know, he was a very like bubbly, and I personally think he was the nicest congressman ever. Like I think that for him to be so cool with Martin Luther King, he could be Hollywood, and everyone would be like, okay, he's Hollywood because you flexing with MLK back in the day. But he was very, very nice. Will always say hi. Will act like he knows you for real. But I know you don't know my name, but whatever. But just going back to the 1960s, of where it all began and how his legacy started to come about, is he was the first, not the first, but one of the youngest members of like the main 6 civil rights leaders. He also was like the chairman of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, which also known as SNCC. One of the things that he's most known for as well is leading the march from Selma to Montgomery. And which was also known as like Bloody Sunday. And then like a week later, President Lyndon B. Johnson, he created the Voting Rights Act of 1965. So John Lewis was a part of all of that, ensuring that we, have the right to vote. And throughout his tenure in Congress, which he served 17 times, which is like 30 years, he definitely ensured that, we knew the hard work it took, to get to the point that we are now. But it's like we can't stop, we must keep fighting. So I think that his message is still, prevalent till today, as we are trying to have, more justice and policing and healthcare and housing and things of that nature. Just like never give up, because until like we saw John Lewis last, like his main picture was with the latest picture with the Black Lives Matter, like the street, he was fighting to the end. And I feel like that's just very motivating and inspiring to see. So yeah, just with everything going on, I wanted to kind of talk to you. I know people have a lot of these conversations in regards to, what's next, or what has John Lewis taught you in regards to his slogan of good trouble, and how do you think that you're going to continue his legacy?
Curse, you want to go with that? Or?
I think it's 2020 is just, goodness gracious. It's just sad because he is, like you were saying, one of the architects of the civil rights movement. I mean, just the organization from sit-ins and all of that he participated in, and training young people to know how to handle themselves, and when they were at these sit-ins and different protests. I mean, that's the type of energy that we need now. And like you were saying, he was fighting up until the very end. So it's sad when we start losing leaders like that, because it's like, who's our next leader? Like, what would they look like? What will they sound like? And, we're losing our civil rights icons like CT Vivian. And it's just a sad and tough time to be losing people like that. So
yes.
I'm hopeful for the future. But it's very sad. So
for me, the saddest part about it is we just lost another person within Congress that had real integrity. You know what I'm saying? It's like the last, like literally last of a dying breed. All right, everybody that's up there right now, I can't trust as far as I can point. You understand what I'm saying? But he was one of the, he is, you know what I'm saying? No, that's what his legacy is about. His legacy is all about integrity and doing the right thing and standing for something. And if you don't take nothing away from that, if you don't take anything away from what he did throughout his illustrious career, take away the fact that can't nobody really say anything bad about him, period. There's nothing that he didn't stand for, that he didn't believe outside of it. There's nothing that he would say that he didn't walk on. You know what I'm saying? He stood firm. Yeah. He was 10 toes with whatever he meant. And, one of the coolest things I saw dealing with him, I think it was either last year's Comic-Con or the one before, he came dressed in his trench coat and the book bag that he had when he was marching in Selma as cosplay. You see what I'm saying? And he actually led a little march around the whole Comic-Con. It was one of the dopest photos you get. It was a dope photo, especially when you put it side by side with each other. It was like, man, that's a cool dude. And he didn't have to do that. But just like you said, he always treated you like he was like he knew you personally. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And all of these other things. So it's like, to lose another light like that, especially with him and CT passing on the same day, to lose another light like that is it's heart-wrenching, and it does kind of make you worry about, well, who's up next. But then you should also ask yourself when you look in the mirror, well, why can't I be up next? You know what I mean? Why can't I?
I want to show a video of John Lewis when he was in Selma a couple years ago at the 25th anniversary that Hip Politics was able to capture live. And it encapsulates, in this picture, there's a boy who came from 3 states away. He had his mom drive him, made a sign, and just stood there with his sign asking John, like saying how much he inspired John Lewis. We posted it. I just want to show it to everybody.
I appreciate that, stranger. We don't know who you are.
1 second.
No problem, stranger.
Give a round of applause. I went to school in Tennessee. We want to hear from somebody who was here in 1965 on Sunday. Hear from our brother Richard Brown. Give him a big round of applause. Oh, Johnson City, yeah. I know what Johnson City is. We're supposed to be red day. Preaching to the chickens. Oh, dear.
And that changed that young man's life. I know it did.
You could tell in his eyes. You could tell.
Like he met one of his heroes. Like,
yeah, and they actually lived up to what they said, what he thought they was gonna be. It's not like one of the moments where you meet your hero and then you be like, oh man, he's a douche. Like, nah, this dude was, like I said, straight up stand up, all the way around, 10 toes in what he was. His character never changed, and like I said, his integrity was everything.
It really was. Just like the span of being, one of the youngest civil rights leaders to be identified as the conscience of Congress. Like, you know how powerful that is. Like, that's a very impactful life that Mr. Lewis, had on this nation and the world as well. So I'm very grateful for everything that he has done for us. Right. And we have to just keep moving forward. We got to just keep fighting and ensure that we are upholding his legacy. And if not somebody else, then why not be us?
Exactly. Shoot.
That's all I have.
Ooh, everybody, let's just take one quick deep breath.
No.
Cool. Nobody's breath stinking over the Zoom. I appreciate y'all for brushing y'all teeth before the show. Now, if I'm gonna brush my teeth, I like to do it with some music. So, Curse, what should I be listening to when I'm getting my gums together?
Yes. So now we're going to try to, that was a good transition out of this. They get better and better every week. I'm telling you.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Go ahead.
So DJ Khaled and Drake released not one, but 2 songs this week. One is called Pop Star and the other is called Grease. And was it just me or did they sound alike?
No, they didn't.
I don't know.
No, the Grease one was more like singy. Somebody tweeted like, was that The Weeknd?
Yeah, was it? Well, it was The Weeknd, wasn't it?
It was Drake. No, I looked in the at the lyrics on like lyrics.com because I'm like, it does sound like The Weeknd, but it says Drake.
Oh, it was very Weekend-ish. Okay, I'm actually shocked by that. I did not know that was The Weeknd. But I mean, it's Drake. I love Drake. They sounded very Drake-ish to me. So that's really all I have.
When Drake raps, that's when Drake has my attention.
Yeah.
When he sings, he loses me.
It definitely looks like DJ Khaled is trying to make the pandemic summer his summer. So, you know, he released 2 songs with one of the biggest hip hop artists in the game. So I can only imagine what he has coming after this. So.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, definitely not. The Khaled finds a way. Khaled definitely finds a way to stick himself into shit. Like, I don't even know he just finds his way to get himself in the middle of everything and then make it like beautiful. Like he deserves everything that he has coming to him right now. I bang with Khaled. It's a lot of people that don't like Khaled, and I don't know why.
I don't understand how people could not like him though. Like, what is that?
Nice,
you're a hater. This is what it is.
Like,
this goes down to being a hater.
Like him. I don't understand.
His marketing is always so strategic. Like, because even what was it, 2017, when he released the song "Shining" with Beyonce and Jay-Z, and then he also had the Rihanna Wild Thoughts, like that marketing for those, and then have a whole like album with like Chance, Travis, like
that album was like that.
Yeah,
that was a really
Alicia Keys, Nicki Minaj.
That was a good album.
Like he knows marketing, and he has a very good. I feel like he has one of the best connections with like almost all the artists, like all the main artists in hip hop, and R&B. So Khaled's on top, you know, and like he always says, another banger, please, thank you, like, cause he doesn't lose.
No, and that goes to show you.
Better, but he doesn't lose. He definitely doesn't lose. He's had better songs with Drake. These 2, to me, are okay.
Yeah.
But again, I don't like when Drake sings. So that pop star joint, I can't stand Drake singing. I can't. I be trying. I really do try. But I can't. I skip those on every album. That's why Drake will never have a classic album. I skip the hell out some songs. Except for the first one. The first one was like that. His first album was like that. And then all his mixtapes. We ain't talking about Drake. But the point is, for me, I'd rather hear his bars. His bars is everything.
I did want to say this about DJ Khaled. When people like you, they'll work with you. Like he seems like you were saying, he just seems like a nice guy, and people are just attracted to nice guy energy, especially in the entertainment industry.
Yeah,
I don't see how anyone could hate what he's doing. Like, unless there's some stuff happening behind the scenes that the public doesn't know about, then if that's your reasoning, then that's your reasoning. But just publicly, I don't see what anyone could hate on. I mean, it's not like he just came out today. He's been out for like 20 years. Like he's finally getting his comeuppance, I guess.
Recognition that he deserves.
Yes, I don't think it's an issue. And he's gonna keep, like y'all said, and another one, and another one.
Another one. Like he's just not stopping.
No.
I do wish that we could see more. I know, like you said, like he's been in the game for 20 years. But I wish we could see more of people like younger millennials, Generation Z, kind of like coming up like in the business marketing hip hop world. Kind of like how Diddy was like, 24, even younger than 24, and Jay-Z younger than 25 as well. Like, creating a label or having all these marketing strategies for different artists. I definitely do wish that we could see that, but maybe there will, like in the next, I guess, few months in 2020, because you don't know what this year will bring. But I definitely want to see more younger people in the business side of hip hop, not just the rapping side.
Yeah, that's dope. Oh, and before we move on from I guess from passing the Aux Cord, I got to give a shout out to Chris Brown and that new video he just dropped with Young Thugger. I just brought that up for no reason. I know we ain't talked about
Chris Brown. Yeah.
That video was so like that. All right. I just wanted to talk about it right then and there.
I can't say anything.
I don't support Chris Brown.
I love that video. I love that video. And that's just all I was gonna say about it. That's my 2 cents. Yeah, the way y'all responded was like, yeah, you just go ahead and move on.
I can't say I've never seen the video, so I don't.
That's fine. We'll discuss this off air, and we'll figure it all out. But I know where y'all stand at, and I'm not even gonna try to argue with y'all about that. That's cool. And moving forward, that was a nice video. I like that video. Anything else that came out music wise outside of that really caught your attention?
All I see. It looks like Usher dropped a video for I Cry last week, which
that's come on.
I mean, I liked I Cry, but I mean,
yeah, you said it last time you was a big Usher fan, right?
I liked it. Other people.
I don't know why it's not getting as much buzz. I don't know why it's not getting as much buzz.
Usher's like 80.
Oh, girl. No, we will not slander Usher. Raymond.
I'm not slandering Usher. Usher was my first celebrity crush, but like
she said that
man dance and sing circles around half these dudes out and not lose breath.
Probably. Oh, what Usher? Never mind. We can go to the next one. That's just.
Usher gonna catch a cramp trying to outdance my man, but my man that y'all don't want to talk about, we just gonna leave him alone.
I didn't say I didn't want to talk about. I just said I didn't see the video.
You got to see the video. It's dope. But they making leather pants fashionable again because Diddy's son was in the video and they was leather pants out, man. It was crazy.
Christian or Justin or Quincy?
The one with the teeth, like his daddy.
Christian, the one who's dark skinned?
There we go.
Oh, Christian Combs. I love him. Also, shout out to Christian Combs. He got on Hot 100 this week, number 78, with Pop Smoke, Diana. That song's fire. So shout out to Christian Combs, walking in his daddy's footsteps on the low. Because it's hard for kids who have, celebrity dads to just even get on the Hot 100 list or just even to have the same recognition as their parents. So like, that's some dope stuff right there, King Combs. So, yeah. That's all.
Now we definitely got what we felt on this show was the most important political news to us at this point. But I definitely wanted to bring something else up. And it's not even with a bill passing or anything, man. It's just the current president of this country. I think he's just really looking at all of the rule books and saying, fuck it. Because I really do believe he just wrote a book saying, fuck it, and I'm going to do what I want. And when he did that thing with Goya, all you have to do is just shout this man out and he will give you free publicity. Period. You rock with me, I'm going to rock with you. Just because I'm in position of power and I'm not allowed to do this legally doesn't mean a damn thing. So his daughter went online holding a can of Goya beans, which I'm sure they don't eat at all. They don't eat no Goya, period. She did that, and isn't that a rule, Khaled? She can't do that because of that?
Yeah.
Right. And then my man did the Oval Office kind of dirty. Nothing against Goya products, to be honest with you. Actually, it's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? But there we go. That's the photo right there. Now that's a crime. Now let Sasha and Malaya had did this when my man was in office. And all hell would have broke loose. All hell broke loose when he wore a tan suit. So I imagine if he had a can of Goya beans or a manwich can or whatever it is and was promoting when he was in office, it would have been a wrap. But the fact that he spread it out all on the Oval Office, not just one can, but multiple cans of Goya, talking about this is a fine product. Bro, this is why I was saying earlier, even if he wins again, bro, I'm used to this now. No one's shocked. There's no more shock. There's no more shock and awe about this at all, period. This is something that we're used to now, and it's going to take that other candidate to really, like, spit shine and make this dude look super dirty and get him up out of there, man. Point blank. Oh boy, I walked that line, didn't I?
Ice skating, ice skating.
Oh, y'all only knew.
Oh my goodness.
Watching it, y'all only knew.
I mean,
If y'all only knew.
We've made it this far in the 4 years, and we're still alive. That's how are we still alive?
Barely.
Did y'all watch on CNN when Nancy DeVos was on there explaining why the school should be open?
I heard about it. And then who was it? I forget which senator it was or congresswoman it was. And she said basically I wouldn't let you watch my houseplant, let alone my children.
Right. I'm trying to remember her name.
I feel like
no, that's a lot that's going on.
One person got to say that, watch my houseplant, let alone watch my children. There's another one talk about it is nothing wrong. Take your mask off. There's nothing here. Nobody's getting sick for real. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, this whole world in the way that he's handling this pandemic is so it's so crazy that you can't even call it chaotic no more, because now the chaos is the norm. So
it is a norm.
It's
and other countries are catching on too as well. Like literally, they're like, you guys may not come into
exactly.
We're banned from the world. Like we're literally stranded in this country. Besides the Bahamas said that we, could go down there. So that's one little thing. But other than that, like we can't go anywhere. Like countries are like, absolutely not. You guys may not come. So thank you, Trump, for that. Very much appreciate it.
It was Ayanna Presley.
Ayanna Presley.
I could see her face, but I couldn't think of her.
Yeah. And Trump got what he wanted. He wanted this country to be isolated from the rest of the world anyway.
We knew it. We did.
Everything slowly from the moment he got signed into office, the moment he swore himself in, he slowly but surely just started breaking down everything. And now he got what he wanted. And it took a pandemic to really do it, but he got what he wanted. And now look at it. Now that you got what you want, now what? We still up here messed up. And you want to force kids back? I got kids. All right, I'm telling you now, none of them going back. I'm gonna just go ahead and just invest in a tutor, because I ain't gonna teach it. You hear how I sound on here. Imagine helping with 4th grade and 11th grade homework. It's not happening right now. Not gonna do that. So now I gotta come out my pockets and pay for a tutor or get these other things going, because y'all want to be stupid and try to force people to. If I was a teacher, I would quit. I would find me a whole new hustle.
I told you some of them are.
I find me a whole new hustle. I'm not F y'all kids, man. For real. FTK. Fucking kids. You understand me? I mean that. From the bottom of my cerebellum, right back here. I mean it. F them. I don't care.
I'm sorry.
A lot of y'all don't cover y'all mouths. And it's 30 kids to a classroom. It's not like y'all in private school and y'all got the small numbers where everybody can get their individual learning. I'm assuming. Haven't been. Kayla, you have, right?
Did I go to a private school?
Oh.
Have you been to a private school before? Which one? Did anybody?
Yes, I went to a private school.
Was the class sizes still extreme when you was in there?
Not at all.
Exactly. Public schools, you got, so again, I think we was talking about this last week off air, the difference between the public and private, and as far as the class sizes and catching corona, or it was dealing with race. But this actually makes sense at the same token, because it's like they're 15 and then you got 30 over here. It's impossible to keep 6 feet in a classroom that's not that big. It's already small enough just keeping them sitting next to each other, and you got 30 of them in there. And now y'all want to have it looking like the Chinese model. You seen how the Chinese did it? Getting their kids back to school, they all basically boxed into a cubicle with a piece of plastic as a window so they could see the teacher and hear the instructions. These kids is about to be weird all the way around, okay? They're not going to know how to communicate with nobody. Social distancing is going to keep them from giving hugs and really showing true emotions about somebody. Communication will be big. If you don't know how to communicate, if you don't have any type of oral abilities, you will be left in the dust and you will be looked at and ostracized because you don't know how to communicate with nobody at a distance. And I don't know, man. This is just a big ass setup for everybody to just feel bad for this generation.
Yeah, and some of these schools are giving the kids computers, but I'm like, so what about the poor school districts? What they?
And it's so bad because I've been speaking with a lot of teachers, and a lot of my family is in like education. Like I have a cousin who's a superintendent, and my mom's just like well into the schools. And basically, schools are very afraid of being defunded, kind of how like, you know, the president has been talking about, and how last year they lost so much money by providing laptops to everybody to ensure that there's like a virtual learning. So they're very afraid of, you know, like losing more money just because of what happened from, what was it, March to June. So it's so sad that it's always like goes back to like the economics, you know, of the country, and money just kind of rules everything, and it's like over, you know, health or just people's well-being. So it's just exposing this country, just how people just feel. It's literally just money, 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 money. Right. We don't really care if you're a person. We do not care. Right. Like you could get sick. We do not care if you could die. We do not care if you pass it on to your grandparents, your parents, whatever the case. It's money. So that's why it's very important for, you know, us to tell like our friends and just young people in general to just like keep fighting, because this is not good. Like it should never be a sense of like politics should ever get in the way of people's health. So
that's happening right now, and that's the scary part. They are really prioritizing saving the economy. It's too late, bro. We already in the recession, and the depression is right next door. It's going to happen. All right, buy y'all some silver, some gold, some ammunition. Simple as that. Everything else is gonna be in the shits. All right, get you some can of Goya beans. It ain't got to be Goya, but get you some beans. All right, and get whatever else that you're gonna do that's gonna be able to eat and keep in stock for a big power. Because this world about to shift. Once this thing goes in the direction where I think it's gonna go, get ready. Get ready, man. This is stupid. All of this is stupid. But they won't take no money out of the defense budget and bring it over into education. They ain't gonna do that. Why not?
Oh no.
I
mean, they love that power that we have, you know, with the military. Like I don't know if you guys know anybody in the military, or if you guys are in the military. Like that's a very robust program, okay? Like they really countries are actually scared of our military. Like, so they're never going to take away funding for that. Never. So.
But they can sprinkle like a billion over here.
They have trillions of dollars in that budget.
That's what I'm saying. They can sprinkle $1 billion into the education system. Like, y'all go ahead and spread that out, man. We got guns. We making more weapons, man. We straight. You mean to tell me you can't give at least $1 billion out of that $1 trillion budget? Make these people smarter.
I honestly agree. But there's nobody fighting on the behalf. I mean, there's not no one. I don't want to say that, because there are people who are strong advocates of education. We just need more, you know, just more people who are just fighting on the front lines in regards to demanding better education, better healthcare, better housing situations.
And that comes
more strategic
local elections.
Say it again.
And that's local elections. Exactly. It's so important. Elections. It's so important. Just not
all the time. We don't just say vote for your presidents. We really stand on that on this show, man. Your local elections is what's important for real. All right, that's the change that y'all want to really see. It's coming from y'all local elections, man. Steady up, man. I was having a conversation with that with my guys the other day privately, man. It's like, man, y'all voting? No, I mean, I don't know. I'm like, bro, yeah, it's the local ones y'all need to care about. Y'all know about the judges? There were 5 black judges on the ballot this year. And they all had different opinions, but 3 out of the 5 got my vote. You understand what I'm saying? And that's because I did my research. You know what I mean? You got to do your research. You got to study, man. It's not going to kill you to open a book. It's not.
Google. We're in an era of Google. Dr. Google saves my life all the time, okay?
I'm about to get it tattooed right here. That's just how much I love Google, bro. They saved me on several occasions. Helping with my son homework. Yeah, helping with my son homework, learning about who I'm voting for instead of just voting blue or voting red. I'm very independent now. Like, I'm probably about to change my card over. That's how my thought process works. I don't even lean to no side no more. And you know, even though the birthday party sounded stupid.
Come on now, let's not.
It was just another party. I'm open now. I'm open for anybody's suggestions at this point, because it can't be. This 2-party system is a shame. to me. It doesn't make any sense. It's been in power for too long, and no one's challenged them. They just been challenging each other and doing nothing at the same time. So I don't know. It's gonna take something to shake everybody up and get them back on their principles, because everybody don't care no more. Yeah. Everybody doesn't care no more. So, you know, I need my candidates to let me know that you care. Please.
It's always a WTF with them.
Always. Speaking of, look at you. Just speaking of. All right. Well, Congress in itself is a big ass a WTF or what the fuck. But I want to swing it back, because outside of what was going on, and this is not even, it's important, but it's not important at the same time for what's been going on lately. But I want to talk, my WTF is this whole Megan Thee Stallion mystery of who shot Meg. Me personally,
this is some tea.
I love Megan for real. Not because of her beauty, but literally because of her brains. Like, she using what she using, but she's in here getting her education. She letting it be known, I'm studying. I'm not about to be a dumb joke. Don't think I'm just all twerk. I'm here. I'm just making my money and paying my tuition. And she's living her life. You could tell that this is something that she dreamed of. And now she's starting to be around all the people that she looked up to. And then she met a dude that was about 5'3", talented, very talented.
Quarantine Radio was a banger.
Like myself. And before this was just to me was a dope artist. And now he's suspected in the shooting no girl in the foot, Harlem Nights style. So now we gotta figure out what's going on. Shout out to Della Reese, Ray, you rest in peace. But they Harlem Nights, they hit him with the Harlem Nights, man. Have you seen Harlem Nights, Khaled? Because you're looking at me like crazy.
No, I have not seen Harlem Nights, and sorry that I keep showing my emotion on my face. I'm trying to work on it, so I'm sorry that you saw that.
No, it's no. I appreciate it. What happened? Did Stranger talked again?
I just said you haven't seen Harlem Nights. That I feel like that's a timeout moment.
No, we gonna put her in timeout.
I'll watch it today. I'll watch it today. Like, it's cool.
Hey, I love you, man. I love your energy. I swear, you just be popping. I love it. But outside of that, Tory Lanez might be suspected for shooting Shorty, and now we're trying to figure out why. What happened? I didn't even know them two was kicking it like that. I wasn't paying attention. I was like, whoa, and then you gonna shoot her? Like, for
in
what?
The foot? Like,
Allegedly.
They said it was
allegedly.
And they said it could have potentially been like an accident. I mean, regardless, she got her in the foot and she had to get surgery off of that. I mean, now just looking back at the Rock Nation brunch where they had all those pictures and stuff, and like they've been on each other's Instagram stories for almost all quarantine. Yeah, so it definitely does. People were suspecting that they were like a little thing. I thought they were just friends because, like you said, I mean, he is 5'3", and like short men matter. They do, but they do. I don't want anyone to get offended. Short men matter. So I didn't think that was like tight. I don't know, but he's cool. But after the situation, it definitely is sort of weird. And then also, it's like a joke how like they left, Kylie's party. And then all this happened. It's like a Kardashian curse. Right. How convenient, right when you leave.
That's this whole situation. Now this is y'all younger. I don't know how. I remember when they on Dallas. That's an old soap opera back in the day, and they had this big old thing on who shot JR. So now we're having a who shot Megan moment right now, man. It's the biggest thing in the town. And like I said, everything looked towards him. Little man had the pistol. He got arrested for the pistol. Now there's video coming out. Shorty was butt naked out here, walking down the sidewalk with bullets.
She wasn't butt naked.
She wasn't butt. Yeah, she was.
She had a swimsuit on.
All I was stuff covered in cheeks. I didn't know she had a G-string on or not. It was grainy. It wasn't clear, but I'm glad y'all cleared it up for me. Okay? Because I was just upset why they got her out here like this.
No, and honestly, from that video, there's so much to dissect from that.
He was limping.
One is policing in the helicopter. And when we talk about defunding the police, sometimes it's the helicopter that was totally necessary and the shining of the lights, like y'all caught Bonnie and Clyde. That's what it seemed like to me, and that was too much. Also, another thing that we could dissect from this whole incident is the people making comments, like funny commentary, especially 50 Cent's comments, and how Megan talked about how Black women aren't protected. That's another conversation that we need to be having as well, because it's actually not funny. And I saw somebody say if there was a white girl who got shot in the foot by a white man or Black man, whatever, nobody would make comments. They'd be like, is she okay? Is she all right? And like, if anybody were to make a bad comment about that white girl, people would be livid, outraged, whatever. So we definitely do. Black men really do need to protect us. You know, like if you guys want to be considered kings, like you need to treat your queens well as. So it's something that we do need to talk about, because that's not good.
I won't disagree with you at all. When it comes to that, I got a mom, I got sisters, you know, the mother of my children. I'm very protective. I mean, to the point where if you walking on the sidewalk with me, you can't be on the outside. Like I'm like, I'd rather get hit by the car first and then push you out the way type situation. Like I actually get agitated by that. If you try to walk on the side of me where the stuff at, I will move. Good. That's just natural. You know what I'm saying? I try to teach my son that, even dealing with his sister and all that. Like, make sure you on top of your stuff, no matter she older or not. You got to be there to protect them if I'm not there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very heavy on protecting not just Black women, but women in general. But I'm around Black women all of the time. So yeah, I'm going to go out and protect and try to do my part in protecting whoever's around me. I hate seeing it. I hate seeing it when it goes left. And this is one of them situations that obviously it went left. It went super left. And that's the thing with short people. They got short tempers. And whatever happened, I don't know what was said and how it was said, but no one deserves that, though. There was no deserving of anything. Like, that could have definitely been talked out or whatever. I don't know. Like I said, I wasn't in the car. Her best friend was in the car, and she ain't even said nothing yet.
Well, she put out a statement, and people were cracking jokes. But when the minute she put out her statement, I think the joke should have kind of died down, because she basically said that he was trying to harm her.
Yeah, and that's what I saw. Like, I didn't even have jokes in the first place, and I'm a comic, and I didn't have any jokes about that.
The minute she put that out, that he was, well, she didn't say he. What she said was the person was trying to harm her, but it was her best friend, and Tory Lanez in the car, and her best friend was clear, like, I didn't shoot her, so I don't know what. So clearly that leaves one other person. Clearly
it's Tory, you know.
Allegedly.
Sorry. Yeah. So, allegedly. That's important as a journalist.
So, but now everybody's saying, well, what happened? I don't know, but she got shot, and she said that that the person was trying to harm her. So, I mean,
yeah, once I read that, John, I was like, I'm not saying it wasn't serious. I mean, a bullet is serious regardless. I was just blown that it happened to it happened to her, and the rise that she's on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And for it to get off some sucker shit, in my opinion, like no matter what it was, at the end of the day, that shit was some sucker shit. And I don't condone no sucker shit, period. Pardon my French and shit, but that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's some sucker shit. If he did that, if he did what I think he did, and that jump came out the way, then I'm gonna have I'm not even a slight problem. I'm gonna have a problem, because I do bang with Slim music. But as a person, nah, bro. Like that right there, that's very I hope the story come out the way it's not looking good for him, period, because he's not going to recover from this. You know what I mean? There's no recovery from this, bro. Like, you shot her.
But what scares me is that I think people are still going to support him.
Yeah.
And that's what actually is the most annoying thing for me, is because, yes, there may be, you know, Black men saying that they do, you know, protect women, but they don't necessarily tell their friends when they're doing something wrong. You know, like, none of Tory Lanez's like friends, because Tory Lanez is also very, like, I would say popular in the hip hop industry in regards to being cool with other artists. And nobody has really spoken out saying that, you know, even though they don't need to accuse him, but they need to speak out and say, like, you know, that wasn't cool. We need to have a further conversation about protecting Black women. Or things like that. So it's like holding your friends accountable is a major point in protecting Black women.
And that's the point I was going to get to. I was going to jump on top of that when it comes to that. Them industry cats that they your friends, bro. Like not really. Because I'm gonna give you an example. Last night I called about 4 comedians that I personally know that is in the area, and I didn't want nothing. I literally just called them just to check in and just see how they really doing, and letting them know that, hey, outside of being a fan of your work, like you know a lot about me and I know a lot about you. We're really friends, so I'm checking in on you. How you doing? How's your mental, so on and so forth. I'm doing check-ins, right? And one of the conversations I ended up having was with Ty Davis. Like, that's like my sister. She's one of the funniest female no, I'm not even gonna say female, funniest comedians coming out this area, male or female. She's doing big things, and when it comes to her career and how she, how her success is right now, she kind of skipped the lines with certain stuff because she was that good pretty early. You know what I'm saying? So there's going to be a lot of hate and all these other things going around. But I say this to say that one of the things that she told me about that she talked to me about was about accountability. And even y'all know personally, I'm big on accountability anyway. You know what I'm saying? And I talk about it all the time. I hold myself accountable for everything, and I want everybody else to do the same thing for me, and vice versa. So we was talking about just comics, jokes, and accountability, and the fact that she was telling me, like, out of the personal things we talked about, she said, I'm gonna hold you accountable to loving yourself hard. The way that you pour into other people, you don't pour into yourself like that, and I want you to start doing that. And I will call you next week just to make sure that you did the things that we said and we're gonna do. And one thing that I do know is that she's not a BSer. So I know I'm going to get a phone call next week just to see if I held my end of the bargain with that conversation. But the reason why I bring that up is the fact that if these are real friends and real people, somebody, whether they do it publicly or privately, somebody should have called this man and find out what's really going on and be like, Slim, why was you even doing that? What was you tripping about? Can't nobody push you to that point. And if they can, then you don't need to be around them, period. You know what I'm saying? There has to be somebody that will hold you accountable no matter what level of fame that you are. Whether you cut me off or not, doesn't change the fact that what I said was real. You know what I mean? And I think some of these people, they want to tell their mans and them that, or whoever the star is out the group, they want to tell them that, but because they eating off their man, they don't want to really rock the boat and mess up their blessing per se. You know what I'm saying? Whereas though me, I don't give a fuck. If you the type that really tell me about myself and put me in my place, whether I'm feeding you or not, I'm gonna keep you. It's the smart person would keep that person, because it's not hating. It's somebody that's bringing me back to reality and keeping me in check. And when you get that type of successful and it's consistent success, I think that goes away. I think now ego and pride drives the car as opposed to common sense. Does that make sense? What I'm saying?
But I've seen some men go, well, we need to wait. We don't know everything that happened.
I have seen that.
But it's like, okay, well, 50 women accused Bill Cosby of raping them and drugging them. Oh, them hoes is lying.
Yeah.
Them hoes is lying. They just want money.
Try to speak on it.
Trying to buy NBC. Ask them hoes. Oh, well, Tory Lanez, there's 3 people in the car. One of them is the best friend. One of them Megan Thee Stallion. One of them had a gun. Oh, well, we need to wait and see what happened. We don't really know. What?
And technically, those are the facts. We really don't know, but common sense.
Those are the facts.
I'm putting. No, hear what I'm saying. I'm not going against what you're saying. What I'm saying is common sense ain't common. Everybody's not going to link that, especially when it's somebody that they really want to believe.
What I'm trying to say is what happens when man is accused of something, and then it's like there's benefit of the doubt when it comes to the man, but there's no benefit of the doubt when it comes to the woman.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. And you know what? That is terrible. That's terrible. When it comes to that, that's terrible.
All of them is like, I don't care if 49 of them was lying and one of them was telling the truth. He's still a rapist.
Right.
You feel me? So it's like the woman doesn't get the benefit of the doubt, but the man does. And that's
I absolutely agree, because I will be very transparent, especially when that Cosby situation came out. I'll be transparent. In the beginning, I was on that team. I'm not gonna lie to you. He did too much good to really think that, whatever. And my mindset was crazy back then. I was wilding. So that, what I mean, at that time, I was like, oh, they lying. But then when I was like, 50, God damn, like, bro, what the, Like now I'm mad because I'm like, bruh, after three, the first two I get, but after three, I was like, all right, this shit coming out. Then 4, 5, 59, nigga. What was you doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Dave Chappelle made one of the best jokes I ever heard. I'm not even gonna try to go into it verbatim, but he gave a whole history lesson from to talk about segregation and all this. And then at the end of it, and he was like, and throughout this whole time, Bill Cosby was raping 70-something women. Like, I was like, wow. Like, not the joke itself was educational. It wasn't that. It was just like how well it was. But when you do think about all the things, the historical facts Dave Chappelle was laying about the country, all this time this dude was doing all this stuff throughout 30 years worth of rapes and got away with it until recently. So I would no longer like subscribe to that, well, let's just see what happened approach. I'm just going to be like, oh, well, fuck it, let's see what's happening, bro. Let's put 2 and 2 together. He was in the car. He got arrested with the gun. She got shot. The best friend already said, I didn't have a gun and I didn't shoot nobody. What do you need to wait and see?
But also it's kind of, I don't want to say it's weird because I know it's out of situation when it comes to your best friend, but I was reading a TMZ article and it was saying that the witness isn't cooperating and saying what happened. So I just felt, I don't know, it's kind of weird, but also if my best friend tells about this, like say anything about what's going on between her and her guy, it just puts me in like an awkward position. But I also think that she should cooperate in regards to trying to get justice, but that also is between, I guess, Megan and Tory.
Yeah, it is. I mean, when you make fun of somebody that, you know, in a booster seat in the driver's side, I think they'll get a little attitude about it. And I think that's probably what it was. I don't know. Little niggas just snap. So it's to me, this whole situation is eye-opening.
Yeah.
And it should make everybody like really look at themselves and see what you really stand on. If you really believe about protecting Black women and all this other type of stuff, then you should feel outraged no matter who the artist was. You know what I'm saying?
Preach.
If you really feel how you feel, you need to feel outraged, and you can hold that person accountable. You be like, nah, bro, you fucked up. Like you let your temper get the best of you, and you did some fuckboy shit. Own up to your fuckboy. Let your ego go. Let your pride go. Recognize that even though you don't want to be called a fuckboy, you got fuckboy-like symptoms. Now start working on it. You can't change what you did now. You done messed this part up. You got to do a whole bunch of saving grace shit in order to even get recognized, man. Ain't no way in the world he gonna get out of it. To me, ain't no way in the world he gonna get out of this unscathed, unless it's not. Unless they come up with some elaborate way that
he's easily gonna get out of this.
And he'll be fine because they all do. Like,
yeah, he's gonna be fine.
You know how many men have beat women behind NFL, NBA, hip hop, who had like literally there's video of them dragging their women down hallways.
Yeah. But look, it's everything is done in hindsight. Laws are put in, and even certain lessons and suspensions and all that are down pretty much done in hindsight. So you can't really. And then with the Me Too movement kicking off like it did, and hold on, let me finish. With the Me Too movement having the popularity that it did, now you can't get away with the same stuff that you got away with prior to that movement. So more women are being heard now, and their stories are being respected more now than it was prior to that. So for example, when we was talking about it earlier and why I don't support Chris Brown and all that, when his situation happened, and I agree with that, I give you what it is. I don't have no feelings about it whatsoever on how y'all feel about it. It's no offense with that. But what I'm saying is when he did what he did, and there was no Me Too movement. There was a benefit of that. Well, who started it? Did she hit him? All these scenarios played out. Where in this case, more women standing up, more women are being courageous, more women are telling the stories, and more people are believing these women, as opposed to the men that's just saying it's hogwash. So
women are getting ignored. I promise you. Like even with the Me Too movement, what's his name? The boxer G.E.R. Gervonta, whatever.
What Gervonta do?
Didn't he like drag? Was it him who like dragged his like girlfriend? He yanked her up. Yes, like a few months ago.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I promise on mama I didn't hear that story.
Yeah. And people still support his little boxing career, whatever he does.
He's a boxer. He's a boxer and is a beast. That's why I'm sitting there saying, like, I hope he didn't beat her up. He beat her up?
No. We don't know. We don't know what happened.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, like, when I say I'm brand new to this, like, y'all just dropped the bomb on me. I didn't know. Because that dude is a beast. And I'm like, I hope he didn't hit her.
Doesn't matter. He,
like, I don't know what he did. Like, you just said he dragged her too? That's like crazy.
A basketball game, yeah.
Damn. I hate when I get surprised on the show like this with some new information that I didn't know. And I was like, whoa. All right, well, wow. Okay, learned something new. Didn't know that. I'm going to look that up. We can talk about that later. But I at the end of the day, man, I pray for everybody involved. I'm more so hoping Megan really, like, this is a traumatic situation, and I hope that her team and everybody else get the right help for her to deal with this, because this ain't one of them things where everything's just gonna be okay. Like, nah, there's gonna be some PTSD about that. There's gonna be some other psychological things that's gonna be about that, and I hope that she talks to somebody, gets some help for it, because this ain't one of them things that you could just say, man, nah, it's gonna be okay, and it's not. You like, now your trust in people is gone. That shit is gone. It's gone. And I hope, I pray that she gets hit, she finds a way to heal through all of this, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally, man. Because it's not a game out here, and we already got everybody else against us. We got to figure out a way to stop being against our own selves, man. Point blank. Hey fellas, look, love your black women, and love them hard, because they love us. They might get on our nerves. I get it, but bruh, that's all we got. They'll stand right in front of a train, bruh, if we on the railroad track.
Not me.
Some of them, but you know what I'm saying. But they'll do it for the ones that they y'all do. You'll do it for the man that you'll stand in front of that train. Say what you want, but I feel as though they would, and we gotta reciprocate that, man. So, like, for real, like, let's be better. Let's be better. And we got kids we raising, man. Let's show them how to treat their women, bro, and respect their parents. Figure it all out, fellas. Me, I got to figure it out. I know what I'm going to do, and I know how I'm going about it. But for the rest of y'all, get on y'all shit, man. I'm holding y'all accountable. Stand up. And subscribe to our channel if you like what we're talking about today. We're about to close out right now. This has been dope. Hit our YouTube channel up, man. Follow us on Instagram, also at the Connex Podcast. You see that symbol right there? It's right up at the bottom for the stranger. That's the stranger section right there. But that's where you can find us on Instagram. You can find us on YouTube the same way. We need our numbers up, bro. We having fun, but we try and eat too. So help us, help you, help us, help you, help us, help you. All right, Kayla, you got anything else to say in closing?
No.
That was beautiful. Curse? It's like I'm playing. Go ahead. Well, I'm joking. I wanted to.
Anyone knows I get bullied on the show. No big deal.
No. Closing out. Seriously though, closing out. Anything you got to say before closing?
I don't.
Damn, I messed that up. My bad. Curse?
No, I don't have anything to say. Everybody have a good weekend.
All right, man. Look, it's hot. Stay safe and stay out the way. All right. This is the Connect. Toodles.